on so far? I mean, it's a fun night, right? So, my last name is Calabrese, which means spicy on Italian menus. So, the other day I'm on a Zoom meeting, and a woman says, "Hey, Danny, I really enjoyed that famous Calabrese spicy sausage last night." And my wife overheard that, and came barging into the room and said, she couldn't have meant you, or else she would have said flaccid spaghetti. But monthly I host my monthly Zoom meeting, and I said to my coworker, I'm like, "Hey, Tony, that was the first meeting where nobody left early." And he said, "Yeah, Danny, of course they did. Your wife was in the background getting undressed." And another thing, why do you let your landscaper in the house? So, I was up for a big promotion, so I shaved my beard, try to look all, clean. And I went to the hiring manager, Kathy, and I'm like, she says to me, "Danny, I can't hire you. You look like the Penguin from Batman Returns." I was so upset, I dropped my monocle, and I waddled out of there. Wah, wah, wah. Thank you. I do look like the Penguin. But I was really mad I didn't get that job, right? And so I called my best friend on the way home, and I'm like, "Kathy doesn't know anything." I jumped right into it, when you get your friend on the phone. And I'm like, "Kathy, she doesn't know what she's talking about. She wouldn't know talent if it bit her in the ass." And all of a sudden you hear, "Danny, this is Kathy." And I went, "April Fools." And she said, "Danny, it's February." So I was taking an Uber to the airport, and I get in, and they had mints and candy and water. And I said to myself, "Is this a new Uber driver or a men's room attendant?" But I really got into it. I had the cologne and the mouthwash, But I really feel guilty about leaving him a bad review just because he ran out of toilet paper. So I hate flying. I hate going to the TSA line. So I got pre-check. Anybody got pre-check? The thing about pre-check is now I get there and the pre-check line is just as long. So I got clear. I figured I'll go to the front of the line with that. But now that's just as long. So I said to the TSA guy, I'm like, "How the hell do I get a head around here?" And he said, "Well, you really got to get the Clear Plus Platinum." And I said, "Well, what the hell's the advantage of that?" And he said, "With that one, you'll make your flight." So I get on the plane, and I gotta tell you, I hate these budget airlines these days. I was watching the safety video, and they're like, first class passengers can use their seat as a flotation device. And for you business class passengers, the floor will light up and go to your nearest exit. Those of you in coach, we hope you have your affairs in order. So I got the guy on the couch. My friend's been staying with me for a while. He's been out of work. And he finally got a good job. And I said, "Tommy, do me a favor. Can you throw me a couple dollars for rent now?" And he goes, "Danny, I can't. Money's been a little tight right now ever since I bought those 2 jet skis." And I said, "Can you even afford dock space? Like, what are you talking about?" He's like, "No, but just think how good they're going to look sitting in your driveway." So I was watching News 12, and I heard that there was an Entenmann's truck that collided with a train, and the driver was killed on impact. And my wife said to me, "Oh my God, that's down the block. You should go down there and help." So I said, "Okay, honey, I'm on my way." And she said, "Danny, if they have any of that crumb cake lying around..." But I gotta tell you, I got back, right? And And it was a long night. It was a big event, big ordeal. And I walked in, I said to my wife, honey, they were out of crumb cake, but I got you 2 boxes of pom-poms, a Louisiana crunch cake, and a kidney. I'll stop, he wasn't using it. So I'm a big Long Island diner guy. Anybody love Long Island diners? Always gonna get a big yes for Long Island diners. So I love doing my coffee there. I sit down and I got the cream and I'm mixing and I'm tasting and I'm like, oh, this coffee's perfect, right? And all of a sudden I turn my back and the waitress pours coffee in there, messing up my coffee's ratio. So I say, lady, what's your problem? And she said, well, maybe if you paid as much attention to your wife as you do your coffee, she wouldn't look so bored. And I turned to my wife and I'm like, yeah, right, screw her. I turned to my wife and I'm like, are you gonna let her get away with that? And she said, what was that, Danny? I dozed off. I'll leave you with this. So, my boss was coming into town, and after everything that happened, I felt like I had to take her to a nice lunch, right? So I was gonna take her to the Sandwich King, which is like this place, you know, Italian deli with the big sandwiches, right? With big, hearty, nutty breads and, you know. I gotta tell you, that was the day I found out my boss was deathly allergic to nuts. But the good news is you're looking at the new Northeast sales manager. So that's great. Thank you so much. I'm Danny Calabrese. I hope you have a good night. Danny Calabrese, come on, let's hear it for him. What a great name for a Jewish guy.